హాయ్ గౌరీ స్మార్ట్. హాయ్ శంకర్, చెప్పు ఏంటి సంగతులు? 10th క్లాస్ న్యూ టెక్స్ట్ బుక్స్ రిలీజ్ అయింది కదా, రిలీజ్ అయింది తెలిసింది. చెప్పు. చాలా మంది అంటే చాలా మంది నీ 10th క్లాస్ మ్యాథ్స్ వీడియోస్ కోసం ఎదురు చూస్తున్నారు తెలుసా. సో టెన్షన్ ఎందుకు దండగా, గౌరీ సార్ అనగా. సో ఖచ్చితంగా మీ అందరి కోసం 10th క్లాస్ న్యూ టెక్స్ట్ బుక్ యొక్క మొత్తం మ్యాథ్స్ కంటెంట్, అదేవిధంగా మ్యాథమెటిక్స్ అన్ని ఎక్సర్సైజ్ వీడియోస్, అదేవిధంగా ఎగ్జాంపుల్స్, అదేవిధంగా సిబిఎస్ఈ ప్యాటర్న్లో వస్తున్న మొత్తం అన్ని ప్యాటర్న్స్, ఆబ్జెక్టివ్ టైప్ క్వశ్చన్స్ అన్ని కూడా మీకు ఈచ్ అండ్ ఎవ్రీథింగ్ ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ చేస్తాను. మీరేమీ టెన్షన్ పడద్దు. కాబట్టి గౌరీ సార్ ఛానల్ని సబ్స్క్రైబ్ చేయండి, లైక్ చేయండి. థ్యాంక్ యూ.
Today we are going to discuss about chapter 1 geography 10th CBSE. The chapter is resources and development. First of all, we are going to discuss about what is the meaning of resources and development. Resources. Availability in nature. Development. Growth. So these are two interdependent, resources and development. So what are the things we have in the nature? River waters, and sea, oceanic body, and forest, crops, and also we have different kinds of soils, and we have many things are get from the forest. So according to those resources, the development should be there, because there is no resources on the earth's surface, we can't get any kind of development. So development should be based on the human knowledge and skills only. How it will be happens? According to this picture is we have to see about human being, human, and it is how that technology, nature, and institutions. So human is interlinked with nature and as well as the technology and institutions. So based on all the things interlinked with one to another, there is no nature, human can't do any kind of the things. Means human have the knowledge and skill, but there is no availability in the nature. What is the use of his knowledge and skill? Then same like that, there is no knowledge and skill about the human, and about the nature is not there, he can't do anything. That means both they need that human development should be based on our economical development, our country development based on that skill, knowledge about the human. At the same time, nature availability also should be needed. According to these two, they have to develop the technology, and where we have to get the technology from the institutions, we can frame the institutions, and we can get the more kind of knowledge from the various people. So this diagram will explain about the interlinked with all the things. Here I want to explain about that one kind of information regarding the board exam. This is will given the 1 mark question in the board exam, and as well as that case study question also. They will ask you some kind of picture like this, and under the picture they will ask you some one or two questions and the case study questions. Now we are going to discuss about that resource and development should be according to that divided into two types. One is that types of resources. One is that natural resources, another one is the human resources. Again, the natural resources are divided into two types: renewable, non-renewable. And same like that, human resources are again divided into two types: structure, quality and quantity. Now, come to the natural resources. In that natural resources, divided into renewable or non-renewable. Renewable means which is reproduce again and again. The best example of renewable resources are wind and water. These are renewable resources. So we can have that in these two in the nature. Non-renewable resources are, we have two examples are there. Non-renewable resources are metals, petrol. All these things are non-renewable resources. These non-renewable resources we can't produce again and again, because recycling is not at all be in the non-renewable resources. So the best example of the non-renewable resources are metals and petrol. And they will ask you one question regarding the 2 marks in the board exam. There are two types of natural resources, name them and give example. Like the question will be asked you. So what we have to do? Just you have to write that the structure about that natural, divided into two types: renewable and non-renewable, and definition and examples. Renewables are limited, unlimited. Renewables are unlimited. Non-renewables are limited. So we can't produce more and more in the non-renewable resources. Renewable we can produce more and more. Okay. So like that we have to write the answer in the board exam. Now come to the point of the human resources, structure and quality based and quantity based. Structure of institutions. We have to get the more institutions are there. About the technology, institutions are frame it and develop the knowledge about that universities and different kinds of institutions. We have to develop it, and we can have the knowledge in that institution and develop the quality of the thing and quantity. We can develop it. That means in science there are different kinds of things are there in the previously at the time of 19th century and the 20th century. Now at present modern world we have more kinds of things we have developed in the quantity and quality. It is there. Means take the example of the mobile phones. Mobile phones in the last 20 years back we have only keypad phones are available in our India. But now we have smartphones are available. How? That means technology, development, growth, quality and quantity. So according to the growth and quality and quantity depend upon that national development and also nature development it is going on. So according to this structure we have to know about that natural and human development. Now we are going to discuss about that development of resources. Now we are going to discuss about the development of resources. Okay. Development of resources, again it is in the three kinds we have to discuss in this regarding this point of development of resources. One is that depletion of resources. Depletion means decreasing. Day by day we are population is in a more than 140 crores in our India. So what will happen according to this kind of situation? We have resources are limited, means deforestation is going on. So the government arranging about the shelter, food, cloth. For that purpose, we need some kind of places. Where we get all the places? Yes, you are right. We have to decreasing the forest area, deforestation. According to this deforestation, what will happen? No, then the problem of deforestation, we can't get the rainfalls at the time of in the month of June, and we can't get the food items from the rainfalls of the crops and agriculture. So what will happen? No, it is a problem. It will be happens in the more growth of the population. So what should we do? That means we have to use the resources very carefully for the future generation. And one more thing, here depletion of resources. Depletion means resources are decreasing position day by day because of the more population of in our country. And one more important thing, accumulation of resources. Accumulation of resources is not for the only particularly some kind of people. It will be happens either the poor, either the rich or middle class people. Everybody we can give the more supporting hand for all kinds of people. Resources, it is not for the private property. It is a common property for all kinds of people. Either rich people, either poor people or middle class people in the society. Everybody should have the right to use it. So here accumulated, that means the sufficient resources are not at all available in our nature according to the population. Okay, and one more thing, indiscriminate exploitation. Exploitation means robbery. It is going on, has led to the global ecological crisis is going on. Yes. Nowadays, exploitation is a very important concept because people are robbery according to that kinds of things from the oceans, seafoods and robbery, and forest area. Most of the things people are get the exploited from the forest product. These kind of things are going on. According to the nature, according to the environmental pollution, also one kind of exploitation, and there are two kinds of things. We have to give the examples of the indiscriminate exploitation. One is the pollution, yes, environmental pollution, and another one is the global warming. Global warming is also one kind of pollution. It will be going on. So here we have to discuss about that what kind criteria will be. So here development of resources, we have to develop these kind of areas. One is that depletion, we can develop in the resources declining every day, that we have developed it. Accumulation of resources, everybody should be need that we have to sufficient minimum kind of facility we have to provide it. And one more important thing, main problem of the environmental global and ecological crisis, that is global warming and environmental pollution. These we have to develop it. That is a very important. According to this, not for our country, this problem is not for our country. It will be have the problem of universal in the world problem about global warming and environmental pollution. So what we have to do? That's why we have to do that one kind of program, that is a sustainable development. What is the meaning of the sustainable development? Development without damaging environmental is called as a sustainable development. What is the meaning of sustainable development? Development without damaging environmental is called sustainable development. So, according to this sustainable development, we can't damage any kind of things in which are environmental. The best example in that, in previously, according to the 1960s, we have one program, that means we have one damaging happens in the Bhopal in Madhya Pradesh. Yes, Bhopal tragedy. It is a tragedy thing. People are have the exotic means poisonic things are releasing the industry from into the environmental. So what will happen then? All the people are, they have to breathe that aquatic, exotic, polluted air. Then people are have the lost their lives in the year of 1960s, because the industry, it is arranged in the middle of the city. So we have to do that one kind of information regarding this. We arranging all the industry outskirts of the cities, not in the people where they are living. So after that, people are wants to take that one more important decision universally. That is the program, it is called as a Rio de Janeiro Earth Summit in the 1992. So what is the meaning of the Rio de Janeiro Earth Summit in the 1992? In the year of 1992 in the June, more than 100 states in the here countries, 100 states had met in the place of Brazil, that is in the Rio de Janeiro place, in the first International Earth Summit. It is first International Earth Summit. About what purpose they have to met in the place of Brazil? It is in the ecological crisis which are we have to face many kind of problems of the pollution and as well as the global warming according to the deforestation. This kind of thing they have to arranging one kind of program in the place of Brazil, that is the climatic conditions, about the climatic changes. Yes, climate will be changed every 30 years. Climate will be changed, temperatures and rainfalls, and also different kinds of things they have to change. According to this change, they have to arrange one program in the month of June in the 1992 in the Brazil. According to this, they have to arranging the 21st century. Yes, they have to arranging the 1992 means it is the 21st century. Now it is going to the in the year of agenda 21. Agenda is there. There are 21 rules are there in the 1992 according to that UNCED. What is the meaning of the UNCED? This is a very, very important 1 mark question. UNCED means United National Central Environmental Development. According to this development in United Nations, United National Environmental Development. According to this, they have to develop the different kinds of development according to that environmental development in the year of 1992. It is a very, very important question for the board exam, Agenda 21. There are two questions will be asked you in the place of explain briefly about Agenda 21, and one more question, expand UNCED and what is the main role for the Agenda 21. These questions will ask you in the board exam. 3 marks questions only. There is no 5 marks question. 3 marks and 1 mark question they will ask you. Okay, now we move on to the one more step in this lesson. So understand children, this is all that 1 mark question and this is a 3 marks question they will ask you. We are move on to the another topic of the resources and development. Now we are moving to the resource planning. Resource planning is a very important vital role about the development of the resources. First of all, unequal distribution. We are in the place of unequal distribution is going on in our country, but some areas we have abundant water resources are there, but lack of institutional development and lack of technology some areas is. Like the example of the Arunachal Pradesh, there are abundant water resources are there, but we have the lack of infrastructure development. Where is the Arunachal Pradesh? It is in the place of eastern place. While you are discussing about that, according to that place of map pointing, very important, you should have the map pointing while you are reading the textbook and as well as the any kind of things which I have to know about that importance of the map pointing. This is the place of Arunachal Pradesh. So here the Arunachal Pradesh is in the place of eastern side. There are abundant water resources are there, but infrastructural development is lack, means shortage. Lack of means shortage. So same like of the example of Rajasthan, we have solar and wind. Wind resources are there. Solar energy and wind also we have more are there, but what is that? No, here lack of water resources here. So the best example, these two, Arunachal Pradesh, water is available but lack of infrastructural needed. According to this, water is available but we have that water is not available and solar and wind it is in the place of here in the more it is there. So here unequal distribution is going on in the two kinds of places. What should we do? Balancing the resource planning. We have to where the more kind of resources are there, such resources we have to distribute into the all kinds of areas. So like that about the cotton, about that different kinds of jute in West Bengal, cotton in Maharashtra and Gujarat areas. So according to those kind of abundant stock, such kind of stock we have to send it to the other states is a very important. So what should we do? Being the limited resources, what kind of development? Before the development is going on, we have to some kind of planning should be needed. What is the main planning? It is the resource planning in India. While we are discussing about the resource planning in India, first we have to identification. Yes, identification is a very, very important. How we have to identify? Through the survey and mapping, and we have know about the quality and quantity, where the quality is there. More abundant resources are there, but there is no quality. So, and some kind of resources are very limited. We have the quality is there. There is no quantity. There is a lot of difference. It is the quality and quantity. Quantity means we can say about that much more than the quality. It is the value of the goods is quality. So here identification must be needed. That is one of the resource planning where the minerals are abundant is there, and where the soils are fertile soils are available. We have to see in the identification about that, and according to that identification is not enough for the resource planning. We have moved with another step, that is in the planning and technology. Yes, technology is a very important role. Like the example of that, in olden days we have to use that irrigation purpose. Tank irrigation is a very important in Andhra Pradesh. So people are using the rainwater and fill the water in the tanks, and through the tanks only they have to send the water into the agricultural field. This is one kind of program they have to implement in our Andhra Pradesh. But now the farmers are using the technology. They have to use the mortar pumps in the underground water. That too we have to use the machineries to develop the water resources from the ground level. Because of the technology only. Technologies are very important for the planning and development of the economical of the country. And in that first 5-year plan in the year of 1951 to 1956, first 5-year plan under the Minister of Jawaharlal Nehru, first Prime Minister of Jawaharlal Nehru, he was implemented that first 5-year plan in our country. What is the meaning of the first 5-year plan? Through all the 5 years, they have to focus on the one kind of development. According to the first 5-year plan, they have to develop the agriculture. Agriculture is an important role in the first 5-year plan in the year of 1951 to 1956 only. So these 5 years, through all the 5 years, they have to develop the agriculture. So agriculture means not only development of the crops, it is also development of the crops and as well as forest, animal husbandry, and dairy farming also comes into the agriculture. So according to this, all these 5 years, in our government develop the plan about that how to develop the crops, how to develop the food items, variety of items, how we have to develop all kinds of things in the first 5-year plan. These are all the resource planning in India, very important, and main important thing is human development, human technology. Human skill is a very important role in the resource planning, and according to that, this junction in the third conservation of resources are, we have to know about that. That means social and economical and environmental problems. Socio means people and economical development, and also environmental problems. There's some kind of disasters happens in our country. According to that 2014 Hudud Tufan in Visakhapatnam, you know that it is a very dangerous and people are unable to get the food, and we cannot have survived all kinds of people at the time of 2014. So that is one kind of problem, environmental problem. We have to be grading about that environmental problems also. That is one kind of socio-economical problems. So that kind of situation, what we have to? We have to do that. Preserve our food. That means save our food before for future purpose. That means we have one kind of development, it is in the sustainable development. Gandhi said one kind of word according to that sustainable development, and there is no enough for everybody needs, there is enough for everybody needs, not for anybody greeds. Means this is not for that to take the more and more resources and more than needs. We can't take that such kind of things. What should we do? What kind of things needed? Such things only we have to take that part of that from the resources only, not for the all kinds of things. Okay, move on to the next things in the conservation of resources. The second point we have discussed now. Second one, Brundtland Commission report in the year of 1987. It is said about that concept of sustainable development. This concept of the Commission report it is started in the 1987 in our India. This is also without damaging environmental development should be needed. According to this, it is same to the Rio de Janeiro in the Brazil summit only. According to this, what should we do? According to that, land resources are very important for the development of the nation. What kind of land resources are there? Suppose see this diagram. In that pie diagram is very important, and it is given in our textbook also. According to this pie diagram, we have to discuss about that the lines which are showing in here, the plain areas, that is the 43% only. According to that mountain areas, when we have that 30% of mountain areas are occupying on the land, and 27% is occupying the plateaus. Plateaus are 27% and mountains are 30%, and we have that plains are 43%. So according to this kind of land resources, we have to mostly we are using that 43% of land only, and mostly the 30% of mountains are, some are covered with forest area. Okay, it is mountains also we have the more profit, and also plainer area. According to the 43% of plainer areas, we have that some kind of areas are using for roads construction, building constructions, and also industries and factories constructions, and other kinds of buildings. We have temples or different kinds of things we have to construct on the plainer areas. And according to this land utilization, what kind of land utilization we have to see in the place of land. In that, first there are forest area. We can't do anything. We can not do any kind of thing. People are living purpose is not useful, and it is not also construction of industries also is not useful about the forest area. Forest is a very important resources. It is given a more things from the forest. It is okay, good, but not for the using of the construction of buildings and all the things. Come to the second point, the land is not available for the cultivation. Some kind of land is there. It is not useful for the cultivation. Growing crops is not available. The two types of things are there. One is that barren or wasteland, barren land and wasteland, and one is that non-agricultural land. Barren and wastelands are using for the construction of buildings, roads and industries purpose only for the living the humans. For that purpose only we are using the barren wasteland and non-agricultural land. Non-agricultural land is not at all using for the any kind of things which are that kind of, while we are discussing about the desert areas in the Rajasthan, there is non-agricultural land and barren lands are there. Some called dry lands are there. Such lands we can't develop any kind of crops. Such land, some kind of percentage wasted, in that including the 43%. According to the third thing, other uncultivated land. Other uncultivated land again divided into three types. One is the grazing land. Some farmers are grazing the land and leave it. They can't develop any kind of crops. And come to the miscellaneous trees are there. Miscellaneous trees. See, while you are going in the highways or any kind of the thing, there are in our roadside, there are different kinds of trees are there. Those are wasting, that the trees are not at all useful for any kind of the purpose. Such kind of trees are called as a miscellaneous trees, and miscellaneous crops are grown in the areas. So that is also wasting the land. Land is wasted for the miscellaneous trees. And one more third thing, it is in the culturable wasteland, which is culturable wasteland. It is also called as development of the temples, development of the any other kinds of the church, mosque and ground, which are they have to burial grounds, and these all the things are culturable wasteland. It is there in our India. According to that culturable wasteland, using the every 5 agricultural years, you know that there are 3 agricultural year cropping seasons are there in our India. One is that Kharif, Rabi, Zaid, 3 kinds of seasons, and divided into 3 cropping seasons. Rabi, it is called as a winter season. Kharif, it is called a rainy season, and Zaid is called as a Zaid, this is called as a summer season. According to that seasons, 5 agricultural seasons, these culturable wasteland is used every 5 agricultural years. And come to that fallow land. According to the fallow land, there are divided into 2 kinds of things: current fallow land other than the current fallow land. Fallow means waste. Fallow means wasteland, but it is not a wasteland. Nowadays we are using that pesticides and chemicals and fertilizers. By using of those things, we have to develop the crops. That also, by using those chemicals and fertilizers also, we have that that land is using for the less than 1 year agriculture only. That means every 1 agricultural years, we have alternatively 1 agricultural year. That means Rabi, Kharif, Zaid. That means 3 kinds of seasons. 1 year we have to use it. The other year we can leave that land. 1 year using, we can leave the land 1 year again. After that, again repack the fertility in that particular lands. Again the 3rd year, again we have to do the croppings. That means alternative years only we are using the current fallow land. Other than the current fallow land also is there in our India. That is 1 to 5 agricultural years is 1 to 5 agricultural years. Means every agricultural year, that means every croppings, 5 things are there. I already told you the year, 3 kinds of cropping seasons. And these cropping seasons, 1.5 years, we have to left that the land. Then fertility will be regain the fertility in a particular land. Again we have to develop the crops. Such kind of lands we can call as a other than the current fallow land. So fallow land is divided into 2 types: current fallow, other than the current fallow land. Next, come to that net zone area. It's a very important net zone area. Because it's a fertility, it's a more fertility it is there, more crops we have to develop it, and alluvial soils, clay soils, black soils are the best examples of the net zone areas. Net zone area, that means we have more crops we have to developing that areas. Mainly it is in the coastal areas only. Okay, now we are moving to the other part of the thing which can discuss the fifth one. Land use pattern in India. According to this pattern system, how land can be used in the place of in our country. Actually, according to that geographical area, it is in 3.28 million square kilometers in our India. In that 3.28 million square kilometers, net zone area, it is in the 54% only. That means net zone area means, already we discussed before, net zone area is a development of the crops which is suitable for that thing is called as a net zone area. How much net zone area it is there? 54%. According to this 54%, we can disaggregate in the 100% of the areas. 80% of net zone area, it is in the place of Punjab and Haryana. Less than 10% of area in Arunachal Pradesh, Mizoram and Andaman Nicobar areas. Very little it is there in the place of Andhra Pradesh, Nagaland, Mizoram and other places of Tamil Nadu, Kerala, Karnataka, Goa. All the states are very less net zone area it is there. So here while we are discussing about that how much percentage of forest area according to in our country, 33% of forest area. It is one more important thing is that is in a non-agricultural area only. We can't develop any kind of crops in the place of forest. Okay, and come to that other thing, it is in the according to that development of the resources, we can discuss about the land degradation and conservation measures. How that land degradation, degrading the land fertility means fertility power will be degrading one place to another. That means one stage to another stage. Why? What is the mean? What is the thing it is going on? Around the 100% of the land area, what are the things it has to discuss in our country? We have 56% total area of 56% will be based on the water and 28% it is in the forest area and salinity, salt water content it is in the 6% it is in the salinity it is that and 10% wind eroded areas. And while we are discussing about the wind eroded areas, Rajasthan is the best example of the wind eroded areas. And while we are going to discussing about the water, it is also we have different kinds of water coastal areas are there in the place of Andhra Pradesh, Orissa, Tamil Nadu, and while we are coming to the western places of Maharashtra, Karnataka, Goa, and also Kerala. And these all the southern areas, northern areas like Haryana and Punjab and Himachal Pradesh, Uttarakhand and Uttar Pradesh. These areas are the different kinds of coastal areas are there. What is the meaning of the coastal area? Which are the plains, which are the land, it is near to the ocean, sea and lakes or rivers. The land which is called as a coastal area. So, example of the in our state, according to that, in Andhra Pradesh, we have Godavari, Krishna, it is there. In East Godavari, West Godavari, the places is there. No, those are the coastal areas. Best example of the Visakhapatnam, we can have that one planar area, it is there, very near to that beach that is in the Bay of Bengal. That means we have very near to the sea and oceanic body. That means the planar area it is there. Such kind of planar area, it is called as a water only. In that water, we have very less kind of fresh water is available. Okay, according to this picture is a very important for the examination. It is a case study question only. Case-based questions are given in your exam. There are three kinds of case study questions are given. Pie diagrams you have to observe it in this lesson, resources and development lesson. There are many kinds of pie diagrams are given in our textbook. Please observe it, and the such pie diagrams, based on the such diagram, they will ask you some kind of questions. They given the pie diagram in the question paper. Under the diagram, they will ask you three questions. Okay, first question and second question and third question. First 1 and 2 questions related to the 1 mark only. Third question related to the 2 marks. Totally we have the 4 marks. Like that, in the fourth Roman in the question paper, we have 3 case study questions are there. So you have to observe that, and it is easy for you. And come to that, according to this kind of development, one of the important concept is in the soil. Soil is a very important for the development of the agriculture and crops. What are the types of soils are there in our, according to the in our textbook? Alluvial soils, black soils, red and yellow soils, laterite soil, arid soil. These are 5 types of soils are available in our country. So one by one we have to move it one after one. Alluvial soil. What is the meaning of alluvial soil, black soil? We have to discuss now. Alluvial soils. It is the way the alluvial soils are there in the northern plains of the areas, northern places, and according to the northern places are divided into 3 types. One is the Indus, Brahmaputra, and Ganga. And it is in the place of eastern coastal areas, also Godavari, Krishna and Kaveri places also we have to found in this kind of alluvial soil. Let us see the alluvial soils in the place of in the map. So according to this, we have the alluvial soils in the place of Indus River. This is a river, Indus River, and we have to see that Ganga River, and we have to see in the Brahmaputra also. So Indus, it is in the first place, and Ganga, it is in the, we can see this Ganga, and also Brahmaputra, it is in the third one. While we are seeing these are all the places, all the planar area of Indus, planar area of Ganga, planar area of Brahmaputra, we have the alluvial soils are there. All the places of Punjab, Haryana, Himachal Pradesh, Uttar Pradesh, and Bihar and Jharkhand, these all the areas are alluvial soils are available. At the time of the alluvial soil, come to the eastern coastal plains and the places of river Godavari. This is a symbol of river Krishna and river Kaveri. River Godavari and Krishna belongs to Andhra Pradesh, and Kaveri belongs to Tamil Nadu. And we have the Tungabhadra river. It is there. It is in the place of Karnataka. And also we have the different kinds of places in the place of Orissa. It is the Mahanadi river. It is there in the place of Orissa. These areas also we have the alluvial soils are more are there. According to this alluvial soils are, there are 2 kinds of alluvial soils are there. One is a Bhangar, another one is a Khadar. What is the meaning of the Bhangar? Old alluvial soils. Those are called as a Bhangar, and Khadar, new alluvial soils. The soils which are there in the place of Rajasthan, we have the old alluvial soils are there. The place of new alluvial soils are in the place of Himalayas. So these all the soils are very important. That means alluvial soils are very important for the development of the crops and development of the economical. Also, it is a very good soils in that place of in our India. Come to the black soil. Black soil also called as a black cotton soils. Yes, black cotton soil. It is mostly the farmers are giving the priority about the cotton crops only. According to this, we have the black soils or abundant black soils are in the place of Deccan trap. That means Deccan trap in the sense of Deccan plateau. There are three kinds of plateaus are there: Malwa plateau, Deccan plateau and Chota Nagpur plateau. According to these three plateaus, Deccan plateau is a very important of the thing because there are inside the sides of Orissa, Tamil Nadu and Orissa, Andhra Pradesh, Tamil Nadu, Kerala, Karnataka, Maharashtra, all these areas we have the black soils are there. That's why cotton textiles are more are there in the place of Maharashtra and as well as Gujarat areas. So here black soils are giving the more growing crops like cotton crops only. According to this, we have that one more, it is there in the same kind of Deccan plateau only, red and yellow soils are there. These red and yellow soils are belongs to in the Western Ghats and Eastern Ghats. West Ghats and plains are same. Ghats and plains are same, no differences. These Western Ghats, in the Western Ghats which are the near to the Deccan plateau, from the western direction that is the plateau plains are there, and Eastern Ghats are we have to see in the eastern areas, eastern direction and western direction. The two kinds of traps we have that red and yellow soils are there. What are the states or belongs to in the Western Ghats? We have seen in them Maharashtra, Karnataka, Goa and Kerala. While coming to the Eastern Ghats, Orissa, Andhra Pradesh, Tamil Nadu areas. These are the areas we have the red and yellow soils are there. The clear-cut information is given in our textbook map pointing. Like you have to see the first you can see and practice the map and in our textbook, then you have to practice in the all kinds of soils in the map pointing. Map pointing is very important. We have the 5 marks are allotted for the map pointing for the board exam. Come to the fourth one, laterite soil. Laterite soil, it is in there are two kinds of areas it is available in the laterite soil. One is tropical and subtropical areas. What are the tropical and subtropical? Yes, we have the one line, it is in the middle of the map, that is the Tropic of Cancer. Above the Tropic of Cancer and below the Tropic of Cancer, this is the line, it is not the equator, it is a Tropic of Cancer. So above the Tropic of Cancer and below the Tropic of Cancer, it is called as a tropical and subtropical areas. What are the above the Tropic of Cancer? Yes, above the Tropic of Cancer we have the Rajasthan, Gujarat and Uttar Pradesh, Bihar and Sikkim and Arunachal Pradesh, it is there above the Tropic of Cancer, and below the Tropic of Cancer we have the Jharkhand and we have the West Bengal, it is there, and Orissa it is there. Come to the Karnataka, it is there. Also we can have the Maharashtra and Karnataka areas is also there in the below the Tropic of Cancer. These all the areas we have the laterite soils are available. Come to the last but one, aride soils. Aride soils are also called as desert soils. Yes, desert soils only it is in the place of Rajasthan. This is the place of Rajasthan. This area we have to call as a Rajasthan area. This place desert soils are there. And mostly it is aride soil. The other name it is called the desert soils or the dry soils, and available here also we have to develop the crops because of the one of the river it is there. The river name it is called Luni River. Come to that last one, the forest soil. Forest soil it is the hilly areas. The hilly areas is Himalayas. While the Himalayas are there, and place of Jammu and Kashmir and Himalayan areas are hilly areas, and also little bit forest soils are there in the place of Arunachal Pradesh, and also we have little bit area of Andhra Pradesh, Tamil Nadu area, and Karnataka and Goa areas also, and we have different kinds of hill stations are there. So these are the types of soils, and we have one more important concept is soil erosion. Erosion means the topmost layer, it is removing the topmost layer on the earth's surface is called the erosion. So according to the erosion, we are already discussed in the 8th class what kind of measures we have taken about the soil erosion, about the mulching, and about rooftop irrigation. These all the things we have discussed in the soil erosion. So we have discussed all the things in the lesson number 1. So you should concentrate. It is a very important lesson about the resources and development. Thank you.
If you like this video, you just like and subscribe the channel and share this video.